Alright, it's time for more Season 2 changes. This time we're going over Alisa, everyone's favorite chainsaw cheese. So, in the Season 2 patch notes, they mentioned that the chainsaws were doing a bit too much chip damage, so the chip damage took a nerf, a well-deserved nerf. And they want to focus on dual boot and backup, dual boot being chainsaw fly, and backup being that. So she got new transitions into those stances. So let's get into the changes, starting with dual boot forward 1+2. A new move called Hello World, and that is funny to me because if you do programming, Hello World is like the most basic thing you learn. Like print Hello World, echo Hello World, system.out.println Hello World. But I think the most fitting in this case is C++ because it starts with STD, and this is like it's not flying STD. This is such a goofy ass looking move. As you can see, it's a 17 frame mid that knocks down for plus 25. I don't believe there's anything guaranteed here unless your opponent doesn't get up. Yeah, so if they don't wake up, I think that hits them grounded. This also wall splats as well, although I have no clue how you're supposed to combo here. I don't play Alisa that much at all. And for whatever reason, this is plus 7 on block, but it is steppable, thank God. Yeah, so as you can see, it's very steppable. Pretty sure it's steppable to both sides as well. This is just such a goofy looking move to me though, holy shit. In Heat, forward 2 gets a new extension, which is Hello World Emergency. So forward 2, and then 1+2. It does exactly the same stuff on Hit. There is a bit of weirdness with this move. It's kind of hard to show this. Let me actually just activate Heat. So the weirdness with this move is that, oh, wait, I'm in chainsaws. The forward 2 can clip you as you're stepping. It's really hard to show this. But what happens is the forward 2 sometimes can clip you, and then Alisa just goes spinning off in a completely different direction. So you get clipped by the first hit, and then she chainsaw spins away from you for no reason. I'm not entirely sure why or how exactly to recreate this, because it's awkward. Or maybe it's stepping the other way, but as you can see, this is very steppable as well. I think maybe it's sidewalk left that it clips, I can't remember, but I have seen it happen. On block, this is +3, basically giving Alisa a plus frame extension to her forward 2, because this is -13. Pretty sure that's her only extension. Yeah, and forward 2 by itself, -18. So, safe option. Does cost some heat, but makes you plus. Also, in Heat, when you have your chainsaws out, you have forward 2, 1, 3, or 4, which takes you into dual boot. Now, on block, this is -6. On Hit, I believe this is +2. Oh, +3 on Hit. In both cases, it's best to step to the right to avoid her follow-ups here. So if you see her fly at you, you want to step to the right, because if you step left, that launches you. Also, for whatever reason, dual boot 3 clips you no matter which way you step. But for the most part, stepping to the right, you're going to avoid almost everything she does there. But do keep in mind that this is kind of a mix-up because she does have forward 2, 1, 2. Or if you're trying to step. Also, when you have your chainsaws out and you use evasive action, you can now press 3 or 4 to basically dual boot at the opponent as well. Next, we have backup 1. You see that this move just launches the opponent away from you, but now you can follow up with boot by pressing 3, or dual boot by pressing forward 3. You can also use a 4 as the input as well. I don't think she gets anything guaranteed there, it's just that she's now right in front of you with some plus frames. On block, this move is still +4, but now with the boot, you actually get +6. Same with dual boot as well, so it's going to be a bit iffy to step there. Down forward 1, 4 can now go into destructive form by pressing 1+2, but as you can see, that's not natural and it's -11 on block. On normal hit, I can space this properly. It's +3 on hit into the chainsaws, and if the second hit counter hits, as you can see, guaranteed follow-up. I do believe they scaled that somehow. I think it's the 70% scaling on that after this counter hits. Still deals quite a bit of damage though. Destruction Form forward 1+2. This took a slight damage nerf, and as you can see, it has a ton of pushback now, and it's +1 on block instead of being +5. But you can press 3 or 4 to boot into +4 here. On hit, this does give a follow-up. I'm just not sure if it combos. I don't think it does. Everything I tried wasn't really working. But yeah, it does give follow-ups. That's actually quite damaging. Holy shit, 60. Jeez. Yeah, I didn't see that when I was messing around with this before, but damage. Destructive Form down 2. This move took some nerfs as well. The damage has been reduced by 3. On hit, as you can see, it is now neutral instead of being +4. But now you can actually boot out of this into the +4 anyway. On block, it is still -14. However, I'm not entirely sure if it's still -14 if you boot. The game doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you anything. I want to assume it's still -14, maybe more. But Alisa should be counted as airborne there as well. But that's just weird. Why it doesn't tell you the frames on that one? Season 2, I guess. When you're in heat, forward 1+4 actually takes less of your heat timer now. I think it took quite a bit more than that previously. Also, the down 1+2. Less heat timer consumed there as well. Dual boot 1 is now safe on block at -9. This was -11 before. Down back 4 it's now faster. It's now a 20 frame low. Its damage was reduced by 6 from 23 to now being 17. On block, it actually is now safer. It was -17, I believe. It is now -14. Next, we have dual boot forward 2. Previously, the first hit would actually take you out of destructive form. It now keeps you in destructive form. On hit, it's now +6. It was -6 before. And on block, it is now safer. It was -16. It is now -12. Full string is still -33 though. Destruction Form down 1. This move is now -13. It was -12, so they made it slightly more unsafe. Overall, I think Alisa got some decent nerfs to her damage and her chip damage, but some odd buffs as well. Like, seeing this... let me put block all off here. This baffled me for a solid second. Hold on. The wrong thing there. 60! Was she doing that before? Well, she didn't have boot from that before, but 60? Why? Why? Why is she doing 60 there? And she also got buffs to her lows, which makes them kind of scary now. Also, it's clear that they want you to be flying at the opponent much more often now. And then there's Hello World, which just seems like such... I don't know, this just seems like such an odd addition to Alisa with how steppable it is. But this could be a bug. This is Season 2 after all. Maybe it was supposed to be a homing attack. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about Alisa's changes. Leave a like if you liked, dislike if you didn't. I still can't get over fucking this goofy-ass propeller move, man.